Have you ever had a dream that feels so real that you can't believe that it didn't really happen? Well, I had a dream like that last night, and I'm going to talk about it while we paint. Hi, I'm Samaj. This is Creating with Samaj, and this is where we spend 15 to 20 minutes doing a little intuitive painting. And last night, I had a very interesting dream. I had been watching some videos on an old friend that I found, and then I had a crazy dream about her. And so I thought I would touch on that. This is Canson XL paper, Prang Oval 16. Let's turn to today and see what shows up. So I had a dream last night about Ilona Royce Smithkin, and she was a remarkable artist and just a character of life that was just pretty spectacular. And she used to have a TV show back in the 70s on what was a network in South Carolina. South Carolina Educational Television is what it was. And Ilona used to have a show called Ilona's Palette. And I don't know if any of you remember that, but it was a great introduction to oil painting and teaching you, if you wanted to be an artist, where you could get started. And it was very loving to watch her because she was very much like a grandmother kind of energy, I guess you would say, or a really deeply caring mom. I don't know. It was just, she had this energy about her in the way that she taught and her compassion and everything. So I never expected that watching that TV show in 1975, that in 2015, I would be walking down the street in New York City and literally see her on the stoop of her building. And then we would become friends for a few years. And it was just a remarkable experience. But what I loved most about Ilona is just her extreme verve for life. She had this energy about her and the way she approached life and looked at it. She was a survivor of many things. She had to escape Germany, and it's always very interesting to hear the stories about people who come from areas and backgrounds where they've faced extreme trauma, to see where that trauma brings them to and how they, I guess, you learn to compartmentalize it and put it in areas of your life, and you focus on all the joy in your life because you know the hardships that you've been through. And I think today a lot of people call that toxic positivity, when you're always looking on the bright side of life. But I think sometimes when you're a person who has experienced some really difficult things, maybe that disassociative idea of just living on the positive side is a coping mechanism that allows them to move forth in the world. Because Ilona was all about joy dust. She was, you can look her up online, and I'll put a few links below for you about her. But she was just a larger than life person. It wasn't until she was in her late 80s that she started doing cabaret with with her show. Huh. That was always so full of dancing. She would do the splits at 89 to end her show. She had these incredible false eyelashes that she had that were made from her own hair. She would cut off pieces of her red hair and attach it to her eyelashes, and she would just make these these gorgeous lashes, and it would just be something that everyone would just comment on. She was known for that. She was known for her incredible painting skills. She was an oil painter, and it was lovely. But my dream about her last night was she and I were at a cabaret together. And I just thought it was so wild that she showed up to hang out with me. It was really fun. And it was singing and dancing, and she got up and performed. And it literally, I can't tell you, I think it was maybe, it was so real. I just couldn't believe. I literally woke up from the dream out of breath because of us dancing on stage together. It was really funny. And I don't know. Have you ever had a dream like that that just was so viscerally real that you just couldn't believe that it didn't really happen? I don't know. It was wild. A whole lot more happened in the dream, but I don't have to share all of it, but just the visceralness of it being a dream was really incredible. Ilona passed away in 2021. And on the 1 year anniversary of her passing, I happened to be in the town, Provincetown, where she passed. And the same day that she passed, a year later, it was the most remarkable thing. The sky was completely clear, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came this small bundle of dark clouds. And it was right around the golden hour for painters. And when that cloud showed up, all of a sudden, the most magical, brilliant rainbows showed up across the sky. So much so that people were coming out of their houses, they were coming out of restaurants, they were coming out of everywhere that they were in order to have the opportunity to see those beautiful and incredible rainbows. And it would be just like Ilona to paint the sky in the most incredible colors just to show us what she could do on the other side. It was a remarkable experience, and there are pictures, I'm sure, online. If you look, Provincetown rainbows, Ilona's anniversary, I think someone posted something, and it was like rainbows on top of rainbows on top of rainbows. It was a spectacle to see, and people were just oohing and awing on the beach and coming out of restaurants. It was a spectacular experience. A really, truly spectacular experience. Thank you for taking the time to take some time. It's always fun hanging out for the time that we have together, creating and seeing what shows up. I see this was something different today. And you never know what's going to show up, and you just go with what shows up, and you enjoy the process. And I always enjoy being able to spend time with you, and you spending time with me. I'm Samaj. This is Creating with Samaj. Wherever you are, I trust you have the most amazing day. And until then,